Hello and welcome. Author Yussif Tijani here for My Mission, My Vision talk show. In our previous engagement, I did talk about the components of self-discovery, some of the things that come to play to finding the real self, which is different and bigger than the image we see on our outside. All right, so today we are going to look at some of the steps to finding your real self, okay? What are some of the important things to do in order to find yourself, all right? So I cluster it as steps to self-discovery, or in other words, steps to finding your true self, all right? So real quick, as I discussed in My Mission, My Vision, I was invited to a virtual communication with some foreigners when I shared these same ideas, and it made a lot of impact. You know, most people, called to refer to me as mentor for these very steps, and I see it important to share these steps with you, all right? So first off, let's begin with number one. The first step you need to take care of in order to find yourself is break away from the system, as I discussed in My Mission, My Vision. Break away from the system. What am I talking about here? So in trying to find yourself, you don't have to stick to the old culture, okay, of your society. Wherever you find yourself, there might be a system that is working for people in the previous times, all right? But you have to know that you are a new person, and no two heads have the same ideas, all right? No two heads have the same ideas when it comes to identifying yourself among other people. So you are different, you think different, so you have to act differently. That is one thing you have to understand. If you need to copy others, like taking from what they do, for example, a student who is following the trend of, let's say, I want to become a nurse, okay? All right, so you look up to all the other nurses and what they are doing. I want to become a doctor. You look up to the doctors and what they are doing. I want to become a writer. You look up to the writers and what they are doing. If you want to repeat what they are doing, we call that from 1 to 0 or from 1 to nothing. You are moving nowhere, okay? But if you actually want to move forward or identify who you are, then you have to step aside, stay awake and away from the system that everybody else is following, okay? So here, you follow your own instinct, your own imaginations, your own bigger ideas, all right? Your ideas are big enough to carry you wherever you want to go. So let me give you a list of few people who did take a step like this one. Talk about Bill Gates, Albert Einstein, and the likes of these, Pablo Picasso, Thomas Alva Edison. They are in their numbers that broke away, okay? I remember in one quote when Albert Einstein said, "What interfered between me and my learning is my education." So you see here, you take the classroom education as the culture of a society that everybody else was following at that time. But Albert Einstein, thinking about his imagination and all the things he wanted to do, he wanted to learn the things that will prove his real self instead of what the culture is teaching or was teaching us at that time. So to find yourself, you have to break away. I did break away when I wanted to start my own journey of writing and impacting lives. When I did, but I must be frank with you, it wasn't easy. It will not be easy. If it were easy, everybody else would be doing it. Since most people aren't doing it, that is how important it is for the few of us who want to find our real self. So you break away until you find yourself, just as Bill Gates found Microsoft, and the rest of the list goes on. Okay, so the first to consider on the steps is break away from the system. And then the second thing is, after you have found your own path, you've tried to stop following the crowd, what do? The next step is you try to do it your own way, okay? See, you have to listen to yourself most of the time. Sit quietly, look within your heart. okay? There are instincts, like you always think about something. These thoughts don't come to you by accident. These thoughts are originated, for you. They are originally yours that you need to implement. Okay, you need to push them forward, and you need to try to actually repeat it, talk about it loudly, and galvanize people around your idea, make it attractive. Okay, there is a funny quote that I made some time ago. I said, if the meal is delicious, even the cook will enjoy it. Okay, if the meal is delicious, the cook will enjoy it. Now, if your passion, your idea, your dream is so genuine, unique, and very attractive, you should be the first person in that shoe. Okay, so you do it your own way, your own style, uniquely yours, and to try to attract other people to it. When people see you repeating your passion, it attracts them to follow your line. Okay. All right, so number 3, I call it cut off the television and media for a while. Okay, in order to try to, you break away from, after you've broken away from the system, you are trying every possible means to do it your own way. Something can be a lot of distraction to you, something like television or maybe social media. You see, most often people visit social media platforms like the YouTube, like Facebook, WhatsApp, and then all they do there is to just follow what people are doing, like watch fun videos and all that. And all these things you are watching, like the interesting, funny videos and stuff, are businesses that other people are doing. Okay, so what's your own business? If you are watching a movie, for example, the movie you are spending about an hour or 2 watching is somebody's business. Okay, they do it to make money. So what are you doing? Watching it will not pay you any money. Okay, so if you want to watch TV or spend time on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, it has to go in line with what you do. Okay, your product. What ideas do you have? Are you able to translate it into a product, a saleable product? Then you try your possible best to use those medium like the television, the radio, the social media as your marketing tool, so that you can actually market your ideas and the product for that matter. So if you are not selling your ideas on the television, on YouTube, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, then you have to reconsider the time you spend on that platform. But if you are selling there, then bravo or kudos to your elbow. All right. So number 4, think about something. There must be a way out. Okay, now you are no more among the old culture. You are trying to do it your own way. You are not even watching TV, excessive television, and you are not spending much time on social media. Now, what to do? Okay, here you try to find something out. You see, put before you some problems in your community that you are passionate about. Okay, you put a list of about 3, 4, 5 problems, and then among them you can see one that connects to things that you can easily do. Okay, sometimes your passion about this thing could be a negligence of this particular issue by the public, the authorities of your country, or maybe you feel there is a problem you want to solve for people to be happy. All right, now about these things, you see that how nature will connect your originality with these problems that you find. We call it problem solving. Okay, so if you can use your imagination to solve a particular problem, you will have a bright future to write home about. All right, so you think about something, there must be a way out. Trying to think about this problem all the time and finding solution to it, you find a way out to help yourself and the people around you. And the last and most important point we are going to look at is believe in yourself even if no one does. All right? I repeat, believe in yourself even if no one does. All right? On this journey of self-discovery, okay, so once you break away from the system, you have a lot of people who look down upon you. They see you as an outcast, okay? Some try to laugh at you, mock you and all that. Now, it is up to you to look at yourself and to say that, no, I cannot be looked down upon. No, my ideas are great and important to me, okay? And I am going to make it happen. You believe in yourself. Now, I tell you a story of a young guy that I gave in my mission, my vision, real quick summary of Monty Robert is a guy that I gave his story in my book. Monty Robert had a dream of a horse ranch. When he wrote in a class a sheet of paper, his dream, when a class of a group of his colleagues and himself were asked to write about their dreams, he wrote to the teacher that he wanted to build a 200 acres of horse ranch. You see, he got an F for this paper. Why? The teacher said, your idea is too unrealistic. So you might consider a more realistic, idea, so I may consider your grade. Monty, after contacting his father and getting enough ideas by the father telling him the dream is yours, so you have to know how to deal with it. Monty went back, presented the same paper to the teacher, telling the teacher, keep your grade, keep your A or F or whatever, and I will keep my dream, okay? Few years later, this same teacher took a group of students on an excursion. They went to a horse ranch, for an excursion. When they went for entertainment, excursion, whatever, it was a 200-acre horse ranch with houses and tents and all that. Now, to her amazement, after the whole program, she found out the whole place belonged to that young man she told years ago that he could not realize or achieve his dream. And then she told this guy that, Monty, you are a dream chaser. In fact, I was a dream killer. I killed many dreams, but you were so stubborn and so unique that you stood firm, and now you have achieved your goal. So you see, most people may not believe in your dream, but if you believe in your dream, then keep going and never stop. We call it believe in yourself, even if no one does, okay? Myself, I did believe in myself. That is why I am here before you today. People thought I could go nowhere when I decided to quit my university, when I decided I don't want to follow the crowd, I want to follow my instinct and I want to do it my own way. So these are the steps the summary of the steps that I elaborate in my mission, my vision for you on the steps of finding your true self. Thank you very much for joining me. Next, we are going to be looking at some important aspect of self-discovery. Stay tuned.